How brands like Oatly and Dyson use storytelling as a full-spectrum operating system. Most brands write messaging, but the great ones build architecture. They don't just ask, how should we sound? They ask, what do we believe? And how do we express that across every part of the business? Narrative architecture isn't a communications tool. It's the invisible scaffold that connects R&D to sales, packaging to leadership, financial choices to market behavior. And when it's missing, every campaign is just decoration on a building with no internal structure. What does narrative architecture actually look like? It's the difference between a brand that's built to flex and one that's built to last. While messaging frameworks focus on slogans, tone, or key copy points, narrative architecture defines the belief system your entire business runs on. It doesn't stop at branding. It fuels innovation choices, product roadmaps, hiring practices, operational decisions, packaging, pricing, partnerships, even investor relations. It's not what you say, it's the system that decides what you do. Oatly, storytelling that bleeds into operations. Oatly doesn't sell oat milk, it sells anti-dairy rebellion, a bold, irreverent worldview that positions them not as a milk alternative, but as a cultural replacement. But their genius isn't in the messaging, it's in how that worldview influences every business decision. Packaging. They deliberately use chaotic, handwritten style design to reject sterile corporate norms. Their cartons look like protest posters. That's not aesthetic, it's architecture. Supply chain transparency. Oatly voluntarily publishes their carbon footprint per product on the pack. Why? Because their narrative isn't just about non-dairy. It's about accountability and systemic change. Investor story. In their IPO, they led with sustainability metrics as key performance indicators, not just revenue growth. That's a storytelling decision inside a financial document. The key takeaway is, Oatly doesn't do storytelling. It uses storytelling to shape supply chain, finance, and investor confidence, because their narrative is foundational. Dyson, engineering as belief system. Dyson doesn't compete on brand vibes, it competes on engineering credibility. But that's not just a product feature, it's a core narrative built into every layer of the company. Product innovation. Dyson doesn't release things quickly. Their products often take 5-10 years in development. Why? Because their narrative is, we solve problems others think are unsolvable. That's what their customers buy. Recruitment and culture. Dyson runs its own university-style training programs for engineers. The story? We don't hire skill sets, we create problem solvers. Again, not just an HR strategy, a narrative architecture at play. Global expansion strategy. When they opened their research facility in Singapore, they positioned it not as outsourcing, but as a move toward the future of advanced engineering. The story shaped the strategy, not the other way around. The key takeaway is, Dyson uses narrative to shape long-term product pipelines, HR development, and global business expansion. Why it matters. Brands with messaging frameworks ask, how should we talk about this? Brands with narrative architecture ask, what would a business built around this belief system do? At Saga Squared, we help businesses build brands from the structural truth outward. We don't decorate stories. We design them to support every layer of what you do. Want architecture that goes beyond marketing? Let's make your story do more than talk. Let's make it build. Saga Squared, where stories get their edge. Your story isn't broken, it's just waiting to be told right. Get in touch today at www.sagasquared.com.